I'm simply Emil now. Your cousin. The Hulk. You know, and I tried to kill him.
But then you went on a destructive rampage in Harlem. That wasn't sanctioned by the government.
Yeah, because they pumped me full of that super soldier serum on a mission to take out a threat. And I thought I was the good guy.
Hey, I'm Derek.
And I am Noah, and you're listening to A Bite Of,
Where we take our current favorite pop culture obsession and enjoy it one nibble at a time.
Yeah. Don't ask me what that was. Hi. How are you guys? I'm good.
That's nice.
I don't know what they're going to say, so I just have to say, I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah, usually it's good. How are you?
You know what's really good?
Tell me.
If you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at A Bite Of Pod. Also, leave us a review. 5 stars. Say something nice. Not otherwise, because then don't do it. And then we have a Patreon. If you like the show, support the show. Get discounts. Get stuff. Get bonus content. We have one coming out. It's like about stuff that we didn't talk about. It's coming. You guys will see/watch. Listen to it.
It's coming.
Soon.
Soon.
Yeah, so pay close attention to the timelines for that. And that's all I have. That'd be good.
You've got it down to a science, baby.
Oh, yeah, that could have been so much
go.
smoother, but that's fine.
Oh, no, I thought it was good. It was
Oh.
really concise.
Thanks.
I wasn't being harsh. I was being nice.
Yeah, all that stuff is in the description below this episode, so go ahead and peruse.
All right, let's take a look back at She-Hulk Attorney at Law episode 1, A Normal Amount of Rage.
Derek said, down to business.
Let's get to it.
Court is in session.
Gavel, gavel, gavel.
Joom, joom.
Ooh. Mild-mannered lawyer Jennifer Walters is on a road trip with her cousin Bruce Banner while bickering about Cap's status as hero in the sheets, freak in the sheets.
Stop.
Wait, did I say that wrong?
Hero in the sheets, freak in the sheets.
Hero
What?
in the streets, freak in the sheets. See what happens when I try and get too clever.
I liked Hero in the sheets. Why not? That's
Hero in the
America's
sheets
ass.
and freak in the sheets.
Yeah.
He's just everything in the sheets. Okay.
Well, we know now.
Well, listen, a spaceship appears, running them off the road. His blood gets into her blood, and she hulks out.
Stop.
Smart Hulk takes it upon himself to train his cousin in his compound/sacred getaway in Mexico, bar included. They discover that she heals faster than him and can quote-unquote balance her anger and rage way better than he can.
You're really going hard into these this time.
As she does every day. Fuzzball heads back to the courtroom where Titania comes crashing in. She-Hulk steps out of her shoes and into the ring.
Oh my god.
Every time I write Titania, even though it says Titania, I want to say Tatiana.
That is confusing because Tatiana is in the show as well.
Who's Tatiana?
I mean, not Tatiana.
What?
I got names confused.
Tatiana Maslany.
Yes.
Yes, you're right.
What?
Why?
You made me second guess.
You said not Tatiana, but you said Tatiana's in the show, so I thought it was a character in the show, not
You know
an
what
actor.
happened just now is that then I was like, no, it's Jamila. And I'm like, wait, no. She-Hulk is Tatiana. Oh my god.
Tatiana plays She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Jamila plays Titania.
Yeah, there we go. See,
Whew.
we know what we're talking about.
We're there. We got this.
But now we get to talk about the second episode of the 30-minute comedy. So spoiler alert, because classified information is going to be talked about in this. And if you have not done the prerequisites to pass this bar, you cannot listen. So go watch and then come back.
You moments ago read me for going hard into such things. And
Spoiler
now
alert.
You
Spoiler
can't
alert.
stop yourself. Who knew you had so much courtroom knowledge?
Law school dropout here. That's all I learned was the terms. And then I said, not for me.
Looked in that glossary and said, no thanks.
Yeah, I don't know. No, thank you.
All right. We'll get into that later, maybe. Let us officially take a bite of She-Hulk Attorney at Law / Attorney for Hire, Episode 2, Superhuman Law.
Yay. Very excited. Saw the title. I was so excited about this because that's part of She-Hulk. She is a lawyer for superhumans, and we got it. Well, she's slowly getting there.
Superhuman lawyer.
Superhuman lawyer. Yes. The opening for this pretty much gives us the aftermath of what happened and the literal courtroom battle with Titania. She gets fired from her lawyering job, but she also gets the name She-Hulk. The media dubs her She-Hulk, which she's like not happy about, but then I feel like she's like, I'll just play with it, like use it in like a better way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you figure in the last episode, she had her cousin like mansplaining to her how to be a Hulk.
Right.
And she's like, enough, Bruce. I can handle this on my own. And now in this episode, they're calling her She-Hulk.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Bruce did warn her that they're going to give her a name. And they gave her a name.
I mean, simple. And you know what? I feel like a rare thing to have a hyphen in your name as a superhero. So why not?
Not sure if I like it, though.
She-Hulk?
She-Hulk. I don't like that. So to celebrate kind of before the firing, Nikki takes her to a bar. And I like that Nikki, this whole time so far, these 2 episodes, she's been very much like a supporter of her like hulking out and being the Hulk. Because she's like, well, it's cool and people want it. And also you're not like a raging monster when you turn into Hulk, so why not?
The people were chanting She-Hulk,
right,
She-Hulk.
Right.
Although, okay, here is my far out left field, never going to happen thing I'm thinking.
Okay.
Nikki's evil.
No. Stop. No.
In both the episodes, she's like, do it, be She-Hulk.
No, she can't.
If she didn't force her to be She-Hulk in the last episode, she wouldn't have gotten fired. She works for Holloway. The whole plan was to get her fired. He called the mistrial so she could get fired to hire her to be a superhuman lawyer. Nikki's in on it.
No. Or she's just a supportive best friend.
I told you, it's my left field, probably not true at all theory.
Keep that out in the field. Don't bring it home.
I'm just saying. Look, I'm not good at sports, people. I barely know the terminology.
We're watching League of Your Own. How do you not know? Oh, you got left field. You got it.
I had more.
Slowly.
I had more. Strike out. It's fine, but it's fine.
Well,
Swing
we
and a
all
miss.
know the actual villain so far is Dennis. I believe that's his name. Because he shows his face for 1 second in this episode, and I forgot that I didn't like him, and then I remembered I didn't like him, and then he's like, where'd you get these powers from? You drew superpowers to like win the case? Yeah, she did that. That's why she did it.
Yeah, he's the embodiment
Of stupidity.
Yeah, of like
Asshole.
Fragile masculinity grossness.
Asshole.
Yeah, he ends the conversation with her and he's like, I see a hot girl over there. I'm going to go talk to it.
It. He says it.
He says it.
Gross. Don't like it. That's not nice.
I mean, fingers crossed. Maybe that was
Last time we see him?
Exactly. Like a series rap on Dennis or
I don't
something.
Imagine the rap party for that. Yay, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, great. Dennis. Bye.
Is his name Dennis?
Yeah.
Okay. I felt like I made that up when I wrote it, and I was like, is this? Okay, I'm just going to think his name's Dennis.
It's because he's a menace.
Okay. So we get a conversation in this bar scene, again, about the Avengers' salary, about them getting paid. The only other time that this happened was in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we had talked about this before, but I still would really love to know if they do get paid. Like, does the government pay them? But then there was the whole Sokovia Accords with them having to register a la Civil War. Tony's also gone. Did he leave his money to everybody? Like, what?
Whatever happened with this Sokovia Accord?
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we?
I guess. I don't know. Like, so is it if you're...
Well, the world died. I mean, essentially.
Yeah,
so
it's like, so I guess it's like if you're being contracted by the government as per the Sokovia Accords to be on a mission, then you get paid.
But I'm pretty sure they don't do that anymore.
Vigilante.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't do that anymore, only because, again, the world died. So they probably were just like, okay.
Save
just forget
us.
them. Yeah.
Please save us.
Yeah, please keep doing what you're doing. But I am very curious. I want to know how they get paid and how much.
Well,
Is it like president stuff? Like, even if you're not an Avenger, do you still get paid for the rest of your life?
Depends on the terms that you leave, perhaps.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, you turn
guess-
yeah,
Yeah. You're bad. You don't get paid.
exactly.
You get 10% of what you...
They still pay you, but not as much.
How binding are these contracts within these superhero like meetings?
I don't know. Did they have to agree? Is there a union? Do they all come together? Is it like
Jen wasn't on the thing, so she's the only lawyer.
exactly? And then what happens if you're a new Avenger? Is there a lower pay grade? How does it work?
Too many questions. This is the stuff I want to know about in the MCU.
Well, in the last episode, we got the answer to does Cap slap? So
yes, in fact, he
in
does.
fact, he does.
And he did.
So maybe Jen will get to the bottom of what is the Avengers' salary.
He likes it so much that he went back in time so that way he could be with Peggy.
To slap again.
To slap. Why are you saying slap?
Because we watch Brittany Broski videos
Okay.
and she says slap all the time.
I would have assumed you would have went with smash, but yeah, I guess
I thought slap was funnier.
it was funnier.
See?
But I was confused because then I'm like not up with like the kids lingo nowadays.
Well, I'm not either. And I think those Brittany Broski videos we're watching are like at least 2 years old. I mean, you're talking to a person who still dabs. So
We do. We do.
I love a dab.
Yeah. We had a coworker recently, like almost run out of the room because we said we dab. And yeah,
Yeah, they're
that's really dating us, I guess.
They're a much cooler, younger
Yeah.
coworker.
So anyway, Jen gets fired because, she saved everybody and the jury was going to be biased, which from a legal standpoint, I can understand, but also like, that's stupid. Like, you shouldn't have fired her. Maybe just like take her off the case and then like have another lawyer go in there. I don't know.
Also, he went to the bar where they were celebrating her to tell her that he was firing her.
It's a lawyer bar. Yeah.
The lawyer bar.
I don't know what it was called. I should have wrote down the name of it because it was something lawyery.
But the lawyer bar.
Bar, yeah, like the bar
Like you
exam.
take the
Oh,
bar.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. Either way, it doesn't matter. Rude.
It is pretty rude. It's insane that they would fire her for saving their life. But now that's how we get She-Hulk attorney for hire. I did like the logo change.
Yeah, that was fun.
Even on social media, the She-Hulk accounts changed the profile picture to She-Hulk attorney for hire, which it's like, this is going to end after this episode, but it's fine.
There's like a small part of me that hopes it happens at least one more time.
Yeah. Oh, like changing the name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Badass. Sensational.
Superhuman lawyer.
Savage. Superhuman
Yes.
lawyer.
Shulky to the rescue.
I love that one. We do montage. So far, 2 for 2, we got montages
Love him
in the show. But this one is being rejected interview after interview because, she's a sideshow, she's a risk, she's green, whatever you want to name. They just don't hire her. That's a lot of law firms to go to.
It should be about her talent and her know-how.
Yeah. And her resume that she had ready and available and probably on some thick cardstock.
I mean, it is sort of ridiculous, though. Again, I don't know law firms, but like this person was just in the news, is now super famous. Wouldn't you want them on your team to bring more attention to your firm?
Yeah. But like she got fired. Like the other side of the case was like, no, we have to mistrial. So it's like, I get the liability. It's still stupid though. But they should hire her. Just don't be green, I guess. I don't know.
There are a lot of things in this episode that I just think are unfair and not okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's really driving the point home. For sure. Can we talk about the computer in this episode? It's a very short scene with Nikki and Jen looking for jobs.
Oh, yeah.
But there's so much on this computer scene that I have to talk about.
Tell me.
Did you notice anything? Anything in this scene? There's lots of things. Did you pause the screen? No. I'm talking to the viewers, not you.
Oh,
or listeners.
Like, we watched it together.
Yeah.
We didn't pause anything.
There was quite a lot. First off, another QR code, free comic on the top of that. So if you want free comics from Marvel, get all those QR codes that they keep giving you. So on the top of the page, the little menu bar that's on there, I just want to like name some things that I saw on there. Find Ant-Man, which I don't know if that's like an Ant-Man tracker in real time, or is he missing?
Oh.
A la Ant-Man Quantumania.
Oh, well, perhaps he hasn't been putting out his podcast episodes. Folks are realizing that something's wrong.
He's missing. We have Norse mythology because Thor. Why not? Yeah. And Avengers.
Well,
which is like,
all makes sense.
it's nice. Is there like a rotating roster, which is, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Who updates the wiki?
Yeah. Then there are a bunch of great articles related to things in the MCU, like on the sidebar, that I thought was pretty interesting. One, in fact, man fights with metal claws in bar brawl.
Ooh.
Sink.
Well,
Who could that be? Yeah.
Well, they're in.
I mean, now that they can like introduce mutants, are there going to be Easter eggs? Are there going to be things that point?
We're just always going to hear that.
I mean, that was the biggest one. That was like a slap in the face, like, guys, mutants.
I mean, they should have had lightning come at that moment, too.
Storm just in the sky.
appears.
Yeah.
Halle Berry just pops up.
God. I cannot wait to see who they cast for Storm. I'm very excited.
That's interesting.
It's going to have to be, I mean, I feel like X-Men are at this level where even if you're not a comic reader, you know these characters. So they're beloved on so many different levels that they're really going to have to knock it out of the park with the castings.
Agreed.
I'm excited for it.
I mean, just to sidebar for a second, it's like Hugh Jackman, I thought was such a good Wolverine.
Yeah.
We're going to have to find a new one to fill his shoes that he was like in 3 different iterations as Wolverine.
He was Wolverine for a while.
Yeah.
I almost feel like Wolverine might be the easier one to cast. Like once you get past the Hugh Jackman thing. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it just has to be like a gruff, like 5'5" burly guy.
Danny DeVito.
No. His time in superhero stuff is done. Especially as Wolverine.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was him.
Bob with that cigar? Come on,
No.
you can do it. You can do it.
But yeah, I'm excited to see. I mean, I foresee mutants being like a big thing in like its own saga. So like once we're over this saga, they'll probably get introduced towards the end and then
Go off on their own.
it's going to be all mutantdom. Is that a word? Mutantdom? Like kingdom?
Sure.
Mutantdom?
Look, if they can make Quantumania
a word.
Yeah. You could do Mutantdom.
Next on articles, because I told you this computer screen has a lot of stuff on it. It says, why is there a giant statue of a man sticking out of the ocean? Eternals. It's finally mentioned because nobody in the MCU so far has mentioned this giant thing sticking out of the ocean.
I mean, the whole Eternals thing it's like perplexing in the sense that there are these beings, these godlike beings that
have been here
over
for
everything.
Yeah.
And yet all this other stuff is happening, but they're gods just like existing.
Yeah. But they can't interfere.
I mean, isn't that always the way?
The Watchers can't interfere? Okay, Uatu. Good job.
That I get a little more.
Really?
He's a watcher. He watches.
Well, like, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of hard to introduce the Eternals this far into the MCU because it's like, yeah, they've been here for how long and they haven't really done anything. And it's like, they can't intervene, but then they did, but then nobody mentions it. So, I mean, I guess we might just have to wait until like we're back in space at some point, but
back in space.
But it is interesting that they just haven't mentioned it because the MCU is all about connection. And with the Eternals, there hasn't been any mention that they existed. I was like worried that Kevin Feige was like, we're not going to do Eternals 2. Like, let's just forget it ever happened type thing. But it's coming.
They brought Harry Styles in, so
they were like, you know
happen.
What? Never mind. Never mind.
We're going to shut it down. The troll looked bad.
Yeah. Last thing in this scene. I promise. Last scene. Did you see her phone screen?
No.
She held it up. Oh my God. Guess what was on it?
What?
America's ass.
She's obsessed.
It was Captain America's
I think
butt.
she's got a crush on old Steve Rogers.
She has a huge crush for Steve.
I mean, most people do. Let's be honest.
I thought it was so funny. I love it. I mean, she's like a geek in that world, but like only for his butt.
In my mind, the way BuzzFeed did the thing with him with puppies, in their world, they did it.
Interview with Puppies.
Interview with Puppies. Captain America did it, and they all fell in love with him.
Oh, probably.
Nothing beats him saying, "Hey, Buster Brown." Oh, Buster Brown.
Just for context, there is a Chris Evans interview with him with puppies.
Yeah.
And it is adorable.
It's the cutest thing on earth, and you'll be like, oh, there you go.
So let's move on to family dinner, because family dinners are always fun, right? This is surprisingly fun. I don't know who the other people at this dinner are, because there's like no mention of them or their names, and their haircuts all need to go. They need to be redone.
Yeah. Okay. So family dinner, I think they wanted this to be very funny.
Yeah.
And
it was charming.
Not.
Yeah, it wasn't like funny, but it was like, eh.
Yeah, they made them, it's almost like they didn't make them annoying enough. They made them annoying so that they were actually annoying. They needed to be more annoying to make it funny.
They almost reminded me. I'm assuming it's her aunt and uncle, maybe. I don't know.
And then other random woman next to cousin kid.
There was another person?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. I just saw the parents.
Right.
And then the parents of the guy that got promoted. And then Jen. There was another person?
There was another woman at the table.
Yeah, see, I didn't even pay attention to her. But the two parents of the guy that got promoted at Best Buy? Yeah, I was like, which retail store? It reminded me so much of Jocelyn and Roland Shit from Schitt's Creek. The weird hairstyle.
Oh, sure.
Just kind of like they, for some reason, felt a little country to me, which kind of threw me off a little bit. I was very confused.
And then maybe that's the difference, though, right? The Shits, they're obnoxious, right? Which makes them funny. These people were just annoying, which made them annoying.
They all do what I would expect maybe a family member would do. I don't know if they would do it to Jen, but maybe because we're seeing it for the first time, because Bruce has been an Avenger and a superhero for a decade at this point, but they like bombard her with questions. Which it's like, I can see it happening, but like, let her breathe. She just got fired. She's not an Avenger yet. Like, she has not met the other Avengers.
Yeah, she's dealing with some stuff, people. She just got fired. She doesn't need this. They should be a little more attentive to her feelings. By the way, who couldn't make family dinner? Nikki, because Nikki had quote unquote something to do, aka a date or whatever. Don't trust her. What was she doing?
She's not giving me a reason not to trust her. She's the supportive best friend, and I'm going to believe that because I love her. She wore a yellow suit.
I did love that yellow suit. She's got great style. I agree, but there's something up with Nikki.
No, there's not. Don't believe him. Anyway, moving on.
She works for Titania.
No, she doesn't. Probably. She was videotaping her when she did her courtroom appearance. So.
Hello.
Anyway, I will say that her dad did bring up a good question. Where do Hawkeye's arrows go? Does he pick them up? I know he has run out of arrows before, but also why doesn't he pick them up?
Well, I think he does. Like, I think in Hawkeye, we saw them sort of collecting them from time to time.
That doesn't count.
Why not?
I'm talking about before that.
Oh.
No, I mean, it does. Yeah. That's true. I totally forgot about it. But it's a valid question.
Absolutely.
I will just say it is a valid question. Also, giving her number to like random people that want to be superheroes is never a good idea because most of the time they're probably going to be villains. So, Mom.
Oh, very true.
Think. I do like this running theme of supportive parents, though, in the MCU, because for so long it's always like the parents are the reason why their life was horrible and then they became a hero, blah, 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 or they died at a young age, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's nice to see like back-to-back shows, Ms. Marvel and this one, where the parents are very supportive.
Yeah.
And they're kind of goofy and they're just normal parents. Jen's dad talks to her a little bit to just make sure she's okay, which is good. Finally, somebody has some sense. Just asking her if she's okay. I do like that she says, I'm okay with not being okay, which is very nice to hear. And you could tell that she's very level. Like, she knows that, like, shit is kind of crumbling around her, but she's going to be okay. Like, she has a level head.
Sheryl Crow.
Stop.
I think a change will do you good. I didn't do the background vocals. I was hoping you were going to pop in with those.
I don't even know what song you're talking about.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm not a Crow fan, a Crowy.
A Croyan?
A Crowy.
Trojan?
Yeah.
For shame. We'll listen to it later.
Okay. Probably not.
Rude.
I'm not a fan of hers because anyway.
Moving on.
Yeah.
I do like in these Disney Plus shows that we do get to meet the families, which I think is something we don't get in the movies, right? We see the hero become the hero. We rarely have these sort of downtime scenes. Ms. Marvel, we got to meet her family. I mean, in Moon Knight, we got to meet his family, which wasn't really great, but still.
I was like,
But in this one, we really got to sit with their parents and get to know them. And I mean, they're just delightful. That's the thing is that, yes, these people become superheroes, but they're just regular people at first with regular families.
most of the time. Kate Bishop's family, the exception.
Oh, well, her mom working for whoever.
I mean, Swordsman turned out to be fine.
Of anyone to trust, Swordsman.
Swordsman. So, you know the case that she was doing in the first one, blah, blah, blah. Holloway was the opposing
Counsel.
counsel person, lawyer, firm. I told you I dropped out of law school.
You knew so many words, though.
Yeah, okay. I think I do. But he was the one that got her fired. He meets her at the bar because Jen is doing what normal adults do and is just like, I'm just going to go to the bar and drink because I have nothing else to do.
Drowning my sorrows.
Yeah. He gets her fired, but then he offers her a job because they have a new superhero law division being made. Yes! I love it.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. But like, who was doing it before? Just regular people?
Well,
Paul?
it's brand new.
It's just Paul.
Who's Paul?
Welcome, basket guy.
No, Pug.
That I can't go another season with saying somebody's name wrong,
Well, you didn't say it wrong. You just said a different name. So,
which is wrong.
so the character is Augustus Pugliese. So it's
That's
Pug.
guys. Do they know who I am and that I'm covering this? And that's just
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Pugliese.
Pug.
Pugliese.
He knows it's difficult to say. That's why he calls himself Pug.
Pug. Okay. Fine. Anyway, moving on. So she says that she'll do the job, but she has to bring her own paralegal, which is Nikki, which is great. Stop it.
Lucky for Nikki.
Yeah, because she's her best friend.
And she's evil.
But the catch is she has to be She-Hulk and not Jen when working.
Okay.
I'm all for it.
Well, no. That's fine that you're for it. But is she for it? And also, why didn't he tell her this the night before? She has to walk around barefoot on her first day.
Because he's not
of school.
great. He's not great. School.
Yeah. Luckily, her suit was stretchy.
You know, school, first day of school is worse than the first day of job, I find. I was in the military, so I did first day of school a lot. It's not fun. There's too many people.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess. For me, my first day of school was never like a brand new school. It was just the first day of school. So I can understand how that's what you went through is a lot more.
Thanks.
The first day of work is so scary.
Really?
There's always that moment after they like quote unquote train you and they're like, okay, your turn. And then you're like, someone's going to ask me a question that I don't know about. And it's going to make me panic and I'm going to be scared.
Just fake it till you make it.
Not at Cold Stone Creamery.
Oh my God. Yeah, I like how I mean, that is true. I feel like service industry retail is a lot more intense than like what we do now because like we had people in front of us like they're like I want this and it's like I can't mess this up because they're expecting the consistent same thing that they came in here for. If I don't do it, I'm gonna get yelled at.
And even first day at a library, that's very scary because at a library you don't know what folks are going to be looking for.
Lots of patrons,
so they just come in and ask you a random question and you have to be able to help them.
Okay, they're both awful. School and first day of work.
So imagine getting there. You're in your first day of work outfit. You're so happy, and then they're like, "Oh, we need you to look this way," which also
is bad. I mean, it's not great.
Feels like HR.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's an HR at this place.
There should be.
Yeah, there should. It's
With
him.
This jackhole in charge.
It's Holloway. He's also HR.
Oh, then she's doomed.
Yeah, but she gets a pretty killer office with big ass windows and a fully stocked mini fridge.
Yeah, fully stocked.
Nikki's there in this wall-to-wall glass corner office, bright yellow. I mean, she lucked out.
Great camera work in this scene.
Yeah.
Because she truly is looking up at She-Hulk, which I appreciate.
Yeah. I mean, in reality, she has the foam
thing on her
head,
head.
the face. I would put like googly eyes on it. I would really make it very hard for them to keep a straight face.
That would be hilarious. Put a pumpkin on it.
My favorite CGI scene that I've ever seen where they do that, like it's a person, but like in green with like stuff, is for Twilight New Moon when the guy was Jacob as the wolf.
Oh, and she's like petting him.
She's petting the person in the skin tight green suit. It's so funny.
Gosh. Well, I forgot what we were watching the other day, but we saw some clips from Twilight for some reason, and the moment when Jacob imprints on the baby.
Stop.
It really, what is it, like a decade or so later? It's not great.
Yeah. It's bad.
Bad.
It's gross.
Really awful.
There's a lot of weird things about that series.
Not okay writing.
That's why we started our podcast on it, because it's weird.
Why did I read all of those books and love them so much?
Because pop culture is popular and we're obsessed with pop culture.
You're right. I blame Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah. So
Oof.
Pug, shit, God. We can't forget Pug coming in with the welcome basket and a map to the best bathroom to poop. For poops. He says for poop. He said for poop.
This is the kind of coworker I'm looking for.
It's very nice.
Very nice.
Office supplies, map for the best poop.
In a great basket.
Yeah.
That map that's key.
That is very nice.
Wow.
It's very nice. But I'm going to watch him. We'll see.
Really?
Yeah. I am suspicious of him over Nikki because he was already there. And I don't trust people there.
Being too nice.
Yeah.
Why does he want her to poop in that bathroom?
No. He's going to take her blood. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, portal to hell or something. I don't know. She's going to flush and she's going to get sucked down to
Hell?
Hell.
Yeah. Mephisto. See?
Here we go.
We connected
We
it.
did it, finally. You're welcome, Feige.
So, Jen's first case, the parole of Abomination. So now the pieces are kind of fitting together as far as like why he really wanted her to work there. Emil wanted her specifically to be the lawyer for his parole, which is very suspicious. It's all very suspicious because, as she states, conflict of interest because, I don't know, you tried to kill her cousin very badly and like also destroyed Harlem. So, hi.
Yeah, I think I don't trust anyone.
Not even Jen.
She's the only person I trust. I don't trust her mom. I don't trust her dad. I don't trust her cousin. I don't trust Pug. I don't trust Nikki. I don't trust Holloway. I don't trust Blonsky. That's right.
Yeah, that's you can say Abomination if you want.
Blonky.
Yeah.
Florko. Yeah, I just think that everybody is looking to just screw her over.
Yeah, when Jen goes to the prison because she kind of is like, I don't want to do it, but if she doesn't do it, she doesn't have a job.
Yeah, also that. He's like, in order to work here, by the way, you need to be She-Hulk and you have to take this case. Otherwise, it's a no-go. This is blackmail?
I think it's harassment.
Yes, mine is wrong, but terrible nonetheless.
Yeah. In the workplace, it's also black. Harassment is a big umbrella of like bad things. So he's doing everything that those training videos tell you not to.
Exactly.
And he's doing them. So she begrudgingly is like, okay, gonna go meet him, gonna go talk to him. Did you guys catch the Supermax prison? Who it's ran by? None other than DODC.
Dark.
Department of Damage Control. So they're still here. They're still around. We're at the Supermax. We just saw them in Miss Marvel. They're not good.
They got funding, baby.
Yeah, as long as Deaver's not around, I think we're fine.
I think she got the axe.
Yeah, but also this whole organization seems a little fishy. I don't know. But they seem a little more prominent. They were in No Way Home, Miss Marvel. Now they're in She-Hulk. I don't like how much they're involved because I don't trust them.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because it's like we have the Department of Damage Control really rising, and then we also need to have superhuman law. So the fact that more and more superhumans are coming, more and more ways to control them or is coming about.
It really I think I had said in the last season, in Miss Marvel, the last season that we covered with Marvel, I feel like they might be the early stages of maybe the Sentinel program with mutants. It just, like, even the language that Cleary and Deaver were using, it just seems very like they don't really like the superhumans, let alone people that are just born with powers. So I don't like them.
The second I see one of those Sentinel heads, I'm going to start crying.
Yeah, I mean, they're coming. They have to come.
My childhood is going to be flashing before my eyes. Do you think they're going to be doing the entire, like, Phoenix saga and everything again?
Don't ever bring up that again. I hope not. No, I really don't, because we got 2 iterations of it already. It was also done in the animated show.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the comics. It's like, we got it.
And
like,
now they're doing the animated show reboot.
It's like it's a continuation of it. It's like a soft continuation, whatever that means. I don't know. Yeah, so I hope not, because again, we've seen it. And I think like having a very Jean-focused first storyline is like, what about other X-Men? Yeah, please. Yeah.
I want them to take that Jean and Scott comic and bring it into the real world, where she's like very overdramatic, the fan-made one.
Oh my God.
When she just like passes out all the time.
She did. That's what she did in the show. She always was somehow fainting all the time. Stop it.
I had the Sega Genesis X-Men game, and Nightcrawler and Jean Grey were my 2 favorites to use.
Kurt is one of my favorite characters in comics. I love him, and Bobby, Iceman as well, and Kitty Pryde. I'm very excited for X-Men.
And this one as well, and also this other person. Yeah.
And Hope Summers, and I like a lot of the X-Men. I'm very excited. Anyway, this isn't an X-Men podcast yet. Yet. So Jen goes and visits Emil Blonsky in prison, and he explains. So this conversation's very interesting. He's very different from the last time we saw him in Edward Norton's The Incredible Hulk movie. He's, one, not in his Abomination form, so he's able to turn back. And 2, I'm not saying that I believe him, but I feel like he made a good point here. It's like, oh, the person you hate, but they make a good point. It's like, I don't know how to feel about this. So he explains that he's a victim of the circumstances and now is reformed, but he was forced to take the super soldier serum / the gamma, all that stuff, to then hunt down the Hulk, ordered by the government, but the same government that made him the way he is also put him in prison. So it's like, he's kind of making a good point here. It's like, not necessarily did he want to become that, but like he was following orders.
And that gets Jen's lawyer mind going, because she's like, well, actually, that's sort of true, so maybe we have a case here.
He also talks about like his 7 soulmates, like new 7 soulmates or whatever that he meets, that he met in prison via a pen pal program. It's very suspicious. I don't know what he means by that. Is it the Thunderbolts or something else?
I'm so curious about who these 7 other people are.
Also, the fact that he calls them soulmates is weird. It's interesting.
Soulmates or soulmates? Or soulmates?
Like feet?
Or Korea?
Is there another soul?
Soul as in your soul, as in your spirit. Soul as in foot.
Right.
Soul as in Seoul, South Korea.
And then like the soul survivor.
Soul survivor. Words are fun.
English language is stupid.
How many? Which of the 4 guys? Comment below.
It's probably like soulmate.
It's probably like
foot. Yeah.
Foot.
He wins Jen over and persuades her to pretty much accept the case.
Heartfelt haikus.
Right. Because her ears kind of perked up whenever he was like explained it. Again, I don't trust him, but good point. Good point was made.
There's also something to be said about needing a job. So
also that.
She's kind of like, well, I guess.
Also, he's kind of locked up too, so it's like, what could go wrong?
Oh, The technology, though, in this place. They got lasers that know not to laser. They got yellow lines that make you buzz.
It was interesting that she couldn't be She-Hulk when she went in.
No superhuman strength allowed.
Right. But it's like, okay.
But guess what? She's got superhuman mind, too, people. How about that?
Okay.
Deal with that.
So, all right. The final act of this episode takes place on the couch and a phone call with Bruce and Fuzzball.
A phone call to space.
Hey, man, we have to go in chronological order. I'm just kidding. No, yeah, he's in space.
He's in space.
Spoiler alert. But so there's not much that happens necessarily in this conversation aside from Bruce is actually in that Sicarian ship that ran them off the road and he's being taken somewhere in space. Don't know what's happening there. And then Jen is just pretty much being like, is it okay that, like, I do this because, like, he was going to kill you and, like, I know, whatever. And the funniest thing with this is that he says it's literally in the past. I've moved past that. I was literally a different person because Edward Norton played Hulk. And Jen looks at the camera and says, ha. So they acknowledge the actor switch, which is like, what? Does she know that he used to be different?
We're getting into that territory again where we have to wonder how much does Jen know about that they're existing inside of cinematic universe.
Because, like, aside from this scene, when she went to the new place of work, she was talking to us as she was walking through to her office. So, like, she's, like, doing interesting fourth wall breaks. I wonder if it's going to increase more than just, like, side quippy things, you know? I'm curious to see. But Hulk being in space, where is he going? What does this mean? It's very confusing. Is it teasing Marvels? The Marvels, I'm sorry. Secret Invasion? Planet Hulk? World War Hulk?
They do a little trick because when they're in the close up of the shot when he first picks up the phone, it's like, oh, he's just in his
lab
basement office in Mexico. And guess what? Even though there's file folders, it's space.
They have files in space, apparently.
But now they blast off. I don't know what they have, light speed or whatever. And the call drops. First of all, what service does he have? Second of all, is this probably the last we're going to see of Hulk in this series?
Okay, so maybe.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. She calls her boss, her new boss. The reason why I'm like not answering that is so I can like get to this and then answer it. She accepts the job and he's like, look on the news or whatever. On the news, Abomination has prison braked. Is that the correct way to say that? He broked at a prison and is fighting Wong in what we saw in Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, in the Legend of the Ten Rings. So what's very confusing about that is, so when we saw that in Shang-Chi, that was prior to the climax of the movie, and we know that at the end of the movie, the post-credit scenes, Bruce, arm in the sling, and the inhibitor is talking to Wong and Shang-Chi and Katie about the Ten Rings, but Bruce is gone in Hulk form in space, and his arm is healed. Because we saw it in the first episode. So what? How did he break out of prison? Unless, no. What?
Okay.
Does he always go out? Like, does he go out continuously?
Well, wasn't part of the whole thing with Shang-Chi was that no, Wong travels through these portals, and that was the thing. Like, he leaves through the portals in Shang-Chi. And so I think that he portals Abomination out of there, they go fight, and then he portals them back.
I guess. It is very confusing without context, I will just say. Just saying. Because we don't know when it takes place, so it's like, to see like him healed and then leave, and then the next thing we see is something from Shang-Chi, and it's like
because I mean the thing is though is at the end of Shang-Chi doesn't mean that those underground fight clubs have stopped in any way. Just because Shang-Chi ended doesn't mean that they're not still going back.
I guess. But you know what I mean? It's like weird to show that specific scene because like we all know it from that movie in that particular time. Like I don't know. But you're probably right. It's probably just another time that he broke out, and that's probably how he's been dealing with himself. Yeah. Like, he's just getting all his rage out and then, like, being fine and chill inside his cell.
Yeah, I kind of want to go back to Shang-Chi and see, like, how many fighters there were and see if there were 7 or 8 of them all together.
Oh.
Maybe those are his soulmates.
Yeah, I mean, I know from like the teasers that there's going to be a scene with Jen and Abomination in a room with other people. I don't know if that's his soulmates or not, but also Porcupine Man's there. Porcupine, I said Porcupine. Porcupine Man's there.
Porcupine Man's there.
Which is a very deep cut, obscure, weird villain that I would have never assumed would ever be on the screen. Ever. But I don't know. There's
Wong
too
will
many
be
questions.
there.
Yeah, Wong, yeah. I'm excited for Wong to show up. Very
I love
excited.
Wong.
Yeah. This is Wong's saga. I don't care what anybody says. He's in everything.
It's Phase Wong.
It's yes. I love it. But even though this episode was very short and like there was fun things that kind of tease things outside of the greater MCU, I do feel like in terms of it being short, they still did a lot of personal character stuff with Jen.
Yeah. I mean, there was literally no action in it.
That one little tiny itty scene with Abomination.
Oh, the old scene from Shang-Chi that they put in there.
That was it.
But I do think that we needed this episode to set up now the rest of the season, right? We got her in that position at the new Superhuman Division, and
now we can have all these heroes come in and
Yeah.
just like get Law.
I mean, get Laud. I mean, the thing is, where'd Titania go?
I don't know. We'll find out probably.
She better be back.
She might have just like, oh yeah, she is the villain.
We need to explain why she crashed through that courtroom to begin with.
She had to have been looking for somebody. Either
Nikki.
Holloway. No, stop it with Nikki. You're probably right. I just don't want it to be true. But it makes sense. I don't like it. But yeah, I mean, I am glad that they got the origin happened very fast, which I thought was perfect. We still have, 6 more episodes?
7.
Thought it was 8. It could be 9.
I think there's 9.
Oh, wow. When does Daredevil show up? Who else is going to show up? I'm so excited.
So many questions.
This show's very fun. I think I do wish they were a little longer, but I think we say that with every single show that we cover, every single episode. They're cliffhangers.
Yeah, I don't mind the length. I wish there was more comedy.
Yeah,
If you're telling me it's a comedy, I should be laughing more.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like the comedy is there, and I think it feels tiny bit different than normal Marvel stuff, but it's the same level of comedy that we expect from some Marvel movies. Like Ant-Man isn't coined a comedy, but it's just as funny as this. So it's like,
yeah, I think it's the pacing. It's something about the pacing. They're not hitting the jokes fast enough.
It's not as sitcom-y or as like comedy driven as you would think if they're like calling it a comedy.
Agreed.
It's funny. I'm not saying it's not funny, but it's like, Anchorman's a comedy. I'm not comparing them at all.
No.
And then,
I mean, I guess I'm thinking back to Ally McBeal, which is like a lawyer dramedy comedy,
which made an appearance in this show.
Yeah.
Who's on the bar on the TV, just saying.
And I guess like that was more quirky comedy than like haha knee slapping funny comedy.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely, I think it definitely is a comedy, but I think from what we've normally seen in Marvel, it's like the same level.
Then those are comedies as well.
Right. So, I mean, we'll see. I guess, they still have 10 more episodes?
We have 20 more episodes of this.
Yeah.
There'll be some funny moments, I'm sure.
I'm very much enjoying it, though. It's fun. It's an easy watch. I love all the characters in the cast. Love it.
I feel like I don't have to think that much while watching this, which I enjoy with a Marvel property because, they make you think so much.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to be entertained.
I literally told Derek, I was like, did you catch this thing in this scene? Because my mind is like working at like trying to figure out why Abomination was showing up here. And also he was in Shang-Chi. And he's like, yeah, you're thinking like a Marvel brain. I was like, yes.
I'm like, he said he had small ears. That's funny.
Well, you also got that his name wasn't Paul and Pug. Anyway, yeah, episode was good.
Anyway, shall we get to the special segment?
Yes.
It is now time for, oh, Lord.
Lord.
Exactly.
Doom, doom.
When looking for a perfect pickle, we think taste, crunch, color. But have you ever thought of the bounce? In Connecticut,
no.
There is a law, there you go, that says it's illegal to sell a pickle that doesn't bounce.
Okay, I forgot what the segment was.
Okay, so wait. Technically,
Stop.
the law itself says that you must sell products that are acceptable for human consumption.
Okay, yes.
And in 1948, there was a case of two, quote, pickle packers who were selling putrid pickles.
Stop.
The Hartford Courant article,
I love it.
with the headline, Pickles Lack Bounce, 2 Men Arrested,
Oh,
states that Connecticut Food and Drug Commissioner Frederick Holcomb said a good way to see if a pickle is fresh and good enough to eat is to drop it from 12 inches high.
oh my
It should
God.
then bounce.
No. Wait,
Yeah.
I need a ruler?
But, well, yeah, guesstimate.
Oh, okay.
Guesstimate. But no, have a ruler.
But no.
Every house should have a ruler. We have rulers.
We have measuring tape. That's fine.
Okay.
But it's like, do you have to drop it on the butt or the head or the
Good
side?
question. Looks like we're going to be doing some science experiments.
We only
tonight.
have sliced pickles.
Damn.
Do those bounce?
We're screwed. We'll never know. Well, the pickle packers, their pickles, they actually splattered on the floor. So
Ew.
so they weren't fresh and they were trying to
Oh.
sell them. And actually in the article it says like they had maggots in them and stuff and they were trying to sell them to people.
Well, that's not
Yeah.
fine, but,
Not okay. So the 2 men were given a summons for their inedible crime. So
Stop.
therefore, if you're into producing pickle products, before packing the pickles, pick one and hope it doesn't plop. Otherwise, you'll pay.
Say that 5 times fast.
All right, here we go.
No, no, do it. Yeah, do it.
5 times?
We'll just say it fast.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not going
Therefore, if you're into producing pickle products, before packing the pickles, pick one and hope it doesn't plop. Otherwise, you'll pay.
to. Wow.
Diction.
I did not speed that up, guys. I promise. Wink. No, I'm just kidding.
Wonk.
Ew.
Yeah, so make sure your pickles bounce. Otherwise,
What if you have? What if they're the tiny itty bitty pickles?
throw them hard. See where they go.
Those are hard though. They're just
Oh,
gonna break.
A cornichon. They'll go flying. Watch your eyeballs.
Ew. I love pickles. Those pickle packers need to pack it up
Yeah, go for it. More peas, more peas.
and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Now you're feeling it.
They were in quite a pickle.
Yes.
It's
Are
a
you
jar.
relishing this?
It's a jar I don't want to open.
Yes. Keep going. Cucumber. I don't know. Vinegar.
Cool. They're not cool as a cucumber.
No.
Got it.
Nailed it.
Let us know below. Give us some other ones.
Yeah, give us some of your favorite pickle puns.
Pickle.
Pickle puns. Puckles.
We need to go.
Punkles.
It's very hot in here. Again, surprise.
It's getting hot in here, so bounce all your pickles.
All right. Next week, She-Hulk, episode 3. Also, Patreon, new episode coming out very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to A Bite Of, artwork and editing by our own Noah. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at A Bite Of Pod and on Facebook at A Bite Of. If you have questions, recommendations, or just want to say hi, you can email us at abiteofpod@gmail.com. You can find us on all podcast platforms. Please be sure to rate and review to spread the word. Hope you join us next time on A Bite Of. Bye!